Well, hello. Thank you for tuning in to the Double Touch podcast. My name is Greg Soto. Thanks for tuning in again. Since we last spoke Thursday, I believe, right before Manchester United had to play Tottenham. So let's talk about that game right off the bat. That was an insane, crazy, just weird game. Manchester United was down 3-0 at the half, and then Xerxes scored in the 63rd minute, and then Ahmad in the 70th. Then after that, Son scored in the 88th, making it 4-2. And then Johnny Evans, well, I forgot how he did it in extra time, and it ended at 4-3. Look, part of me for that EFL Carabao Cup, part of me with a new manager coming in, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with them losing in the Carabao Cup. There's just so much going on that for the Carabao Cup and the other cup, or whatever it is, I forgot what the other one is, and then the regular season. Then you got UEFA. You know, it's just a lot. There's so much going on, and it almost seems like everything else besides the EPL games are just such a major distraction, especially for a new manager coming in, that I just think it's just too much. It's too much. And I'll reiterate on that a little bit after the second game that I kind of talk about. That was a disaster. But there's just too much going on with the cups and all the other extracurricular games that are going on. It's just, you know, in the position that we are on the table, I say we, in the position that they are on the table, I wish they didn't have to play all these other games. I really do. I just want them to train and just be ready for regular Premier League soccer matches. I wish that's all they would do. So again, that game was just nuts. I mean, the two goalkeepers, I don't know. I mean, look, I looked at that. Before that game even started, I looked at the starting lineup of who was on the squad. Look, I like Eriksson. He made some good passes there in that game. Lindelof was in the game, I believe. Who else? You had the backup, Bayender. I believe I'm saying that correctly. The other goalkeeper that Manchester United has. Højlund started. I don't know. Anthony started that game as well. I believe that they're not going to be starters. There's a lot of people that he threw in there. And then look, and I've seen other podcasts and other shows, people are freaking out after this game and the next game that I'm going to talk about. The guy's been there for going on his fifth week. We need to chill. Don't get me wrong. Some of these players are not up to par for what's needed and what's coming. But I think as fans, we need to chill. And Ruben even said it. There's going to be some hard times moving forward, especially when he does not have the players that he needs. So this was another game, I believe, that, let me see, was substitutes. Rashford was not in. So, again, look, part of me wants them to win every game. But part of me didn't even care about this. I just wanted to see what was going on. I'm actually more interested in these matches just to see. Is really for player tryouts is what this is. This is player tryouts. All these games are player tryouts. And he still doesn't have an idea, I don't think, Ruben, for a full 11, starting 11. He doesn't. Yeah, he has some idea of like, okay, we all know that Fernandez is going to be there. Ugarte is going to be there. Mazraoui is going to be there. Martinez, Højlund, Xerxes so far. We know that Ahmad's going to be there. Mainu's going to be there. So those are guys that I believe they're going to stay on the team. Everybody else, it's up for grabs. So what I think about that game, yeah, it sucks. If you look at the statistics, ball possession, Man U had it for 54%. They looked like they were going to score more goals. They had 20 total shots to Tottenham's 9 total shots. So, I mean, if you just look at all the stats, it is heavy, heavy, heavy on Man U, with the exceptions of shots on target. They've had more chances. They had more accurate passes. They had 8 corners to 3. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. The only statistic that Tottenham had more was shots on target by 1, 6-5. That's it. We took 13 shots inside the box, 7 shots outside the box, more passes, more accuracy on long balls, more accuracy on crosses, almost double the touches inside the opposition's box. It's just, it is what it is. But so that was the game on Thursday, right after the previous podcast. So then now let's talk about the game this past Sunday. Well, let me take a sip. Well, what can I say? Another game, since we're talking about stats, besides the goals, another game that we were 60-40 on ball possession, 23-10 on total shots, 7-5 on shots on target, 396 passes to 253, 13-1 corners. These stats are tough to look at knowing the scoreline. It's really tough to look at. I mean, you go down the line. It's they even had more yellow cards than Man U. I mean, you just look at this is ridiculous. How Man United, and here I hit my mic. How Man United got beat at home 3-0 against AFC Bournemouth is beyond me. Look, I understand Bournemouth is good this year, but let's be real. I mean, this is how bad we're doing right now until we can get a good starting 11 for Ruben Amorim. In the 2014-15 season, they were still in the championship division. They weren't even in the Premier League. Yes, I can see that through their history. They've been League One, but they have only been in the Premier League for the last 4 or 5 seasons. That's it. That is it. It's crazy. It's crazy to see this. They went 13-9-16. They were 12th last season. And they're beating Man U at Man U 3-0. So again, this game, I don't even know what to say. I watched it. I was looking at the stats. You just thought that the stats and momentum that Man U was going to score something. I don't know. They were going to score something. So again, this more of a lineup. This is what I think he will be going for. So this is what was painful to me is that looking at this lineup, Onana, Mazarawi, Maguire, Martinez, Malaysia, Mainu, Ugarte, Delo, Ahmad, Fernandez, and Xerxes. And maybe Xerxes and Hoyland can go back and forth. But I really think that this is going to be kind of the lineup that he's looking to solidify and then build around it, maybe get rid of some people. And so that's this is what was painful. I saw this lineup and I'm like, oh wow, okay. This looks like a lineup that can play what he's been doing. So I'll go back to what I said at the very beginning. There's so many games going on, so much stuff going on. And then you have the whole Rashford and Garnacho thing going on too. You got the UEFA, you got the Carabao Cup. It's just a lot. You got a new manager trying to put in a whole new system. There is a lot. I understand these guys are professionals. They're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, but this is on a professional level. It's still a lot. This is a lot to go through mentally and physically. I honestly think that even though they were pressing and pushing, I think these guys are tired. I really do. I'm going to attribute it to I think these guys. I'm glad that they don't play now until another 4 days or 3 days. They're tired. These dudes are tired. They got to be. I think Ruben is pushing and pushing and pushing in the training, which he needs to. I'm not saying for him not to do that. But I think now that you're not in the Carabao Cup, and honestly, I hope it's almost. I hope they're done with the UEFA Cup, UEFA League as well. I hope they're going to be done here soon. I haven't even looked at the schedule. I'm really just trying to concentrate on watching them and what they do in regular Premier League games. But I think these guys are tired. There is so much going on the last 5 weeks that I think these dudes. Ahmad looked tired. Gurkez was keeping up, and I'm not saying Gurkez is not a fast player, but Ahmad is blazingly fast, and Gurkez from Bournemouth was keeping up with Ahmad and actually beating him stride for stride. When have you seen that happen in the last 5 weeks? They're tired. I hope that Ruben let them rest today, and he lets them rest tomorrow. These guys need a break. They need a break. The training they've been pushing hard, and I hope to see this kind of a similar lineup that we saw against Bournemouth. Give that lineup again a shot in their next game. And there was something going on. I know it was windy and it was bad weather, but you're at Man U. You're at home. You should be able to dominate this. And it almost looked like Bournemouth was at home. They were adjusting to the climate. They were adjusting to the wind. They were adjusting to what was going on a lot better than Man U was at home. That to me signals mental and physical fatigue. They are mentally and physically fatigued as a group. They are. I'm glad that it's going to be the holidays. I think they play only 2 matches in the next 2 weeks. I hope that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I'm glad. They need it. These guys need it. This was a huge game against Bournemouth that they just completely just tanked. Bournemouth was at the time they had 25 points. Man U sits at 22. They could have gotten 25. They would have been in the top 10 at least right now. They would have been in top 10, maybe with a goal differential. Yeah, they would have been right there at number 9 or number 10 above Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton and Hove Albion. So, I mean, they're still sitting at 13th. They were sitting at 13th, I think, 4 or 5 weeks ago. And now they play, who is that? They play Wolverhampton Wanderers. They play them at 12:30 on Thursday in Wolverhampton. So this will be interesting. They just beat Leicester City. Wolverhampton had lost 4 in a row, and they just beat Leicester City. I mean, So, again, a horrible game on Sunday. Horrible game to watch. I think it was needed to win, but I'm just, I hope they get a little bit of rest between today and tomorrow. Maybe hit the training grounds tomorrow, Tuesday. And then Wednesday, they can rest some more. I know it's the holiday. Hopefully, they're only going to train a little bit if they do at all. Honestly, I think these guys just need to rest. They know what they need to do. They know what Ruben wants from them. Am I sounding the alarms? Of course not. It's the guy, Ruben's only been there for 5 weeks, I think, total. We have one transfer window coming up. We'll see what happens there. We'll see who leaves. Again, I believe Rashford was not dressed to go, but Garnacho was against Bournemouth. Garnacho got in the game, had a few chances. I think we had a lot of chances this Bournemouth game. We just couldn't finish. And again, not being there and not able to finish, being good enough to, on paper, on the stats, win and not winning, that's fatigue. They're tired. They're tired mentally and physically. So moving forward, I'm going to be positive. I still believe in this team. I still think they're going to do something good. I am going to be realistic. If they can get into the top 6, I'm going to be shocked, but that's what I'm hoping for. Whether they make UEFA next year or not, I'm almost at a point now that I do want them to win, but I want even less distractions next season. I think the team needs to go into next season, not in UEFA, not in the Champions, and just worry about the couple of cups in the EPL and then EPL games. And that's it. That's it. That's all they need to concentrate next year. I want the least amount of distractions next year, because next season then you got the January window and you have the summer window. And then you have the January window again. So you literally, in a span of a year from now, you will be in the middle of 3 transfer windows and hopefully no distractions, no extra league, other outside league games. And then Ruben Amorim can really focus on getting this team prepared. And then the following season, or even next season, we shoot for UEFA. If we get top 4, great, fantastic. But then we worry about qualifying for those the following year, the following season. So that's what I'm looking at. About the match for this one on Thursday, we will be, like I said, they'll be at the Wanderers. It'll be round 18. And they haven't put out the predicted lineups. It's probably going to be, it's not even going to show it just yet. The current head-to-head record is the Wanderers 4 wins, United 12 wins, and 4 draws. So we'll see it. They're going to be on Universal, on USA Network, and Fubo TV, I believe, and that's going to be at 12:30 on Thursday. And then the other thing I wanted to finish up about is our Indy Reds Sporting Club. It is part of the Simulation Soccer Federation. We will be having our player build draft, I believe, on Monday to January 6th. So that'll be fun. We did have a friendly at Cream Ridge in New Jersey. I believe that was on Thursday night. We ended up taking the win there 3-0. Some goals, I believe, from Kyoto Soto, We had one from Chad Rowland, and I believe, what was the other one? I'm trying to remember who had the other one. I think it might have been 2 from Kyoto and 1 from Chad Rowland. So very excited about that, looking at player builds, and just very excited about it. Again, thank you for tuning into the Double Touch podcast. My name is Greg, and glory, Man United. Let's go.